To see beyond, that was the charge for those who would take to the air at the beginning of the 20th century, as the battlefront was swept up from the land and the sea and into the sky. The battle for the sky, like the clouds that inhabit it, is dynamic, ever-changing. Soon after the Wright brothers took to the air, visionaries saw that history had a new direction, up and beyond. World War I, the battle took to the air. The dogfight was born. By late 1939, new threats were in the air. With triple air speeds, higher flyers, bigger payloads, the enemy had advanced. December 7, 1941, the attack, devastation from the sky. But with the foresight of men like General Frank M. Andrews, the B-17 bomber was ready. And 2 days after Pearl Harbor, Japanese ships were bombarded in a counterattack. Soon, the Flying Fortress was joined by the B-24 Liberator, leading raids against the Axis in Europe and North Africa. At home, men and women responded to the need to ramp up production and development of military aircraft. Soon, America would send long-range fighters into battle, providing cover and extending the range of bombers over enemy territory. The machines progressed, and so did a generation. The Tuskegee Airmen, African-American pilots, flew P-40 Warhawks, P-47 Thunderbolts, and most notably the P-51 Mustangs. These planes took the namesake of their brave pilots, Red Tail Angels. By D-Day, in Normandy, enemy air resistance was crippled thanks to the air superiority gained by Allied fighters and bombers. Then, C-47 Sky trains unleashed airborne troops well beyond enemy lines. Victory in the air led to the collapse of the once mighty German Reich. Early in the Pacific War, aircraft carriers replaced the battleship and became the Navy's dominant offensive weapon. Flying Leathernecks dive-bombed across the Pacific Island chains, providing air-to-ground support. It was paving the way for an all-out ground assault on Japan. But that didn't happen. After B-29s completed their missions over Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan surrendered. World War II was over. In recognition of the importance of air dominance during the war, and faced with the looming threat of communist expansion, the independent arm of the United States Air Force was formed. In the Cold War, air mobility became a force for good, delivering humanitarian aid during the Berlin airlift. Then Korea and the new generation of fighters. The F-80 Shooting Star was the first U.S. jet used in combat, and F-86 Sabres rattled down Mig Alley, holding the line at the 38th parallel. In an effort to answer the Soviet threat, the missile era was ushered in. The globe had shrunk, with the intercontinental B-52 Stratofortress, along with the KC-135 Stratotankers. Nothing was out of reach. In 1962, a U-2 spy plane flies over Cuba and reveals a building threat. Soon, P-3 Orions are patrolling the Caribbean seas, enforcing a Soviet blockade. 13 days of white-knuckle tension, then a sigh of relief. In 1966, Military Aircraft Command, operating the C-130 Hercules, takes the stage, delivering supplies, airborne troops, and conducting special missions in Southeast Asia. The first supersonic jets fly in combat over Vietnam. In the final days of Vietnam, one of the C-141 Starlifters that transports so many troops there became the legendary Hanoi Taxi, a lifeline bringing POWs home. In the First and Second Gulf Wars, stealth F-117s with laser-guided bombs knocked out air defenses, allowing for air superiority before F-15 Eagles and F-16 Falcons ushered in ground operations. A full century after that first powered flight, the ultimate fifth-generation fighter enters into service. For decades, the F-22 Raptor will provide air superiority. Today in Afghanistan, the B-22 Osprey takes troops into and out of harm's way. Still in the fight, the Go Anywhere, Do Anything C-130J is conducting special operations, and the C-5M is supplying the warfighter. Now and long into the future, the next generation, multi-role F-35 Lightning II will be there, all across the globe, fulfilling the dreams of many, defending the freedoms of all.